Hey everybody, welcome back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt.
Hi, everybody. It's Kid. It must be 11 a.m. on Sunday, huh?
It is 11 a.m. on Sunday, and you're here, you're on the elevator, you're going all the way up to the 10th floor, and when you get off, you're immediately going to see Chase and Bailey and Finn and Elizabeth in what I'm going to say is the sweetest and nicest scene of the week. I, 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 Ay, 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 ay. Listen, that Bailey, she's adorable.
She is adorable, hanging there in front of her fake dad, huh?
And Josh Swickard and Lauren Swickard, his wife, recently had a baby themselves, like within the last 12 months. And so baby Bjorn hanging off of the front of daddy is like normal nonsense to Josh Swickard nowadays.
Yeah, he didn't need any instruction on that day, did he?
No, not at all. But I did want to, I really got to point out the performer of the week in that scene, though, which was Little Miss Bailey. Okay. That baby is engaged with her environment. She is interacting with the people in front of her, not just staring at the lights and the boom mic.
That's true.
I really liked it. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was sweet.
Wouldn't it be interesting if Bailey, the little actress Bailey, was actually belonged to somebody there?
Well,
They've done that in the past.
Don't most of those babies belong to somebody there already?
And then, she's so engaged because she's so comfortable. She knows those. Obviously, she must know them to a certain degree, or she would not. She'd be more baby apprehensive.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, I know for a fact, because I follow Instagram and Twitter, I don't know these people in real life, but I know for a fact, according to social media, Chad Duell and Caitlin McMullen and all of them who were hanging out with Wiley a lot in scenes also spent a lot of time with him backstage, just playing and getting to know each other and being fun and comfortable in front of the camera. I mean, clearly they upped the age of that kid. He's 4 now, but yeah.
Oh, Wiley?
Yeah.
Yeah, they aged him a little bit.
Yeah, they aged him a little bit. But hey, before we get too far deep into this show, we should say hello to the chat, to those who were there with us already so far. Hello to Love Lisa, hello to Jacarius, and hello Daisy Flower. You've chatted
guys.
so far. If anybody else is here, I don't know, say hi.
Glad you're in there, guys.
Daisy Flower thinks that Bailey is cute, but she doesn't care about the baby storyline anymore. Well, now that Peter's woken up again, maybe we'll get some fire back under that thing.
Tell you what.
I mean, Felicia's on the case.
I will feel completely different if Peter ever has her and a baby Bjorn in front of him. Right?
Yeah, I don't know if that is necessarily going to be the future of Peter August or not.
Perhaps not.
But I mean, I guess step one would be not getting sent to prison for killing Franco. The only thing that he and Martin Gray can use in their defense is it was self-defense because Franco threw me down a flight of stairs and kidnapped me. That's the only defense that he can pull out.
Yeah, but there are no witnesses.
There are no witnesses to that at all, no. But Martin Gray is a pretty dandy lawyer out there. If there's anyone that can convince a judge that maybe this particular crime of this man was not his fault, it could be one Mr. Martin Gray, Esquire.
I don't know. I was very disappointed in him for taking that case.
He needs money. He's been gone for a long time.
Oh, he don't need money there. Come on.
Love Lisa says Josh Swickard is a thirst trap, and I'm here for it. Love his emerging family of Brooklyn. Absolutely. Josh Swickard has been the thirst trap of the 10th Floor podcast for 2 years.
Only in Matt's eyes.
Yeah, I mean, on my side. I know you like old unvaccinated Steve Burton out there.
Well, yeah, I still like Steve Burton,
and
no.
You want some Suave Valentine in your life too. I know that.
I think Valentine's. I like Valentine's confidence and assertiveness. I like him just like putting it out there. Hey, if you don't like me back, don't like me back. You know, I don't know. That's kind of like me.
Yeah.
From 100 years ago, when I told your dad back in the day, 100 years ago in 1977, hey, guess who likes you? Guess who likes you? I do. Aren't you lucky?
I gotta find out who this person is. Who is it?
Yeah. And I said, me. Aren't you lucky?
Huh? What?
Now,
Well,
what kind of 15-year-old girl does that? I
let's
guess a
go get a
crazy one like
milkshake
me.
together then. Maybe we should go to McDonald's. I don't know what existed in 1977. I just picked something.
And look what happened. Just a mere 9 years later, Matthew was born.
9 years? That's all it took?
Well, I met your dad in 77. You were born in 86.
Oh, geez. All right. Right?
Right?
Yeah, that's true. Hey, I've known you guys for almost as long as you've known each other. Isn't that sweet?
Sure. Absolutely. I'm just glad that we didn't know you before that. But there ain't nothing wrong with that, y'all.
No, there's
Okay?
nothing
I'm
wrong
not
with that.
judging anybody.
Brando and Sasha are doing great. And they're not married, and they had a kid for a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
that was kind of mean.
it doesn't negate. They did have a kid.
Yeah,
It
they
doesn't
sure did.
negate them.
Yeah.
So,
This chat is just exploding today. I love everybody talking so far. This is cool. This is cool. Let's talk.
No, let me tell y'all though.
Yes.
Let me
Oh,
tell
what's
y'all.
up?
Let me tell y'all real quick, okay?
Oh.
I cannot see your comments and all that stuff. Matthew and I are not in the same place, so I cannot see your comments. So I don't want y'all to think, oh, Mama Cat don't say nothing. Mama can't see what you're doing, okay?
That's all right. I'm in the driver's seat of this thing. I treat it like
That's
a
right.
live radio show. You know, I am producer, on air talent, all of the above there when it comes to the 10th Floor podcast. So I'm happy to read this chat as it goes through. But I'm happy to continue to talk about Hottie Josh Swickard, especially when he's got short hair and a beard. You know, I mean, it's looks pretty good. Speaking of short hair, you know, after Michael punched the crap out of Scotty Baldwin, the very next day they cut that mop off of his head. Did you notice?
Yes, I did notice that. I noticed it immediately when he came on screen. I said to Grandma, "Oh, look at that! Michael got a haircut, an undercut."
Because when he after he punched Scotty and the camera lingered on him in his moment of anger, he looked like Ellen DeGeneres, like
He went, didn't it?
like Cynthia Nixon from the first season of Sex and the City. Like, just what the heck is going on with your 2002 Bob, man? So yeah, it's like hair and makeup saw that and went, whoop, we gotta cut that.
Well, maybe he was wanting it for, it's his hair still, and maybe he was wanting it longer. But I thought, yes, I noticed it right away, and he looks better.
Oh, absolutely. That hairstyle is not doing him any favors.
After he smacked Scotty, though, and he was all disheveled,
yeah,
I liked it.
Oh man, it's
you need a haircut too, Matt.
I do. I absolutely need a haircut. I probably should have ran some water through this thing before I started, but whatever, it's fine. It's Sunday morning, leave me alone. But Michael, the trajectory that this character is on this last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nell woke up the beast inside of him or something. It's like she poisoned him.
Yeah, it seemed like Michael decided in 2021 that I ain't putting up no ish anymore.
No. I mean, it's like I can't let anybody stand up against my family. It's like the Corinthos and Quartermaines have finally rubbed off on them. Because the Corinthos, Sonny, the family. And then Ned's all about the family, and Tracy's all about the family, and ELQ is the family. It's like he got finally sucked into all that.
Yeah.
I've had my own son, and nobody can get close to him. Now, what? Okay, all right. Here's where this is going though, and I feel so bad for Willow. Okay, I cannot feel any worse for what's coming for one Miss Willow, whether or not you think she deserves
You
it.
actually feel bad for Snow White?
I feel bad. Oh, Snow White. I feel bad for what's coming to her. Right now,
okay.
I don't feel bad for her, but very soon, Michael's gonna be like, Wiley's not even yours anyway. You can get out.
He might do. Oh, maybe Michael is doing a slow heel turn.
He's absolutely turning into a villain right before our very eyes, and it's going to be when he throws Willow out of the house. They're not seeing eye to eye. I just don't think it's the same thing, Michael. And then eventually they're gonna see so on eye to eye that she's gonna be like, I can't do this anymore, or he'll be like, you shouldn't do this anymore. And she has no bond with Wiley other than the emotional, well, you're spiritually his mother bond.
Legally, she does.
Legally, sure.
She is his mother legally.
Legally, sure. But the Quartermaine's got a lot of money and a lot of judges on the take. So a
Yeah,
legal
they
document
do.
can get thrown out the window in 5 minutes, along with Willow onto the front stoop.
Well, he would have to do a severe turn to do something like that, but I could see it happening. Actually, I'm all for them making Michael a little more hard. I'm all
Yeah.
for it. Makes him more interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, so the chat is saying what's here? Michael is the new Edward, hands down. Maybe.
I
They
like
start
it.
philandering and throwing his money about. Michael needs to be
Oh, and
more
making
like
babies everywhere
Jason.
and stuff. Why not?
Yeah,
That's
maybe.
a little bit of Sonny too. Put that baby stuff everywhere. That's Sonny.
Daisy Flower says Michael needs to be more like Jason and not like AJ. And then Love Lisa says, I loved AJ. He was always failing. Poor guy, so tragic. It was great to watch, but AJ should come back. Drew needs a heel. Drew needs somebody to go up against. AJ, maybe. Sean Kanan's busy. He's on Bold and the Beautiful or something right now. And Billy
Sean Cannon's
Warlock
very
never came back to that role.
No, he didn't.
So, I don't know what the... Usually if you get walked into heaven by Edward and Lila, that's pretty much it for the character. Sorry, Oscar.
It is.
Sorry, Sky.
It is.
Or
The
not
chances
Sky.
of AJ
Emily.
coming, and they did have AJ come back to the dead from the dead twice, I believe.
I think so.
They don't give you 3 strikes, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I guess if the story really needs it. But as long as Monica has one son, it's okay, right? She's got Drew right now.
She got Drew right now.
Drew's gonna stick around for a while too. I don't get the feeling Cameron Matheson's gonna be like this 1 year chump and be gone.
Oh, and he shouldn't be. I want him to stay there like he's all my children. I want him to stay there for a couple of decades. I would love it. Cameron Rath, I love that he's on the show.
I actually haven't been enjoying it far more than I thought it would. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting for Cameron Matheson's dirty, hairy, bearded mug to show up underneath the Cassadine estate in Crete. And he finally did. And like we said a few weeks ago, like when he first came out on the podcast here, well, he wasn't on the podcast, but when his character was revealed and reacted to it on the podcast.
But if he would like to be on the podcast, by all means.
Hey, Cameron Matheson, come on down. Well, I don't know what I was saying. No Ryan Lavery, all Drew.
We like him.
Yeah, absolutely. His tiny little Christmas tree and his obvious love for Sam, even though he's like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing what's going to happen. He's getting involved in a lot. It's like they're throwing things at him to see what's going to stick and what's going to be interesting. Because he's supposed to be involved in the Marshall thing, but then he's also doing other stuff. And Dante's like, get out of here.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Sam's, he's afraid Sam's going to push him out of bed.
I mean, Drew Sam seems to be where it's all going, right?
I like it.
Drew Sam Part 2, Drew Sam Part 1, actually, because Drew Sam never really had a chance to launch.
No, not really.
So, yeah.
Well, I like them together. I do. But, I don't hate Sam and Dante together either, though.
I don't.
You know what I loved about Dante this week?
What was that?
I love all his interaction with his dad.
Yes, he is like the most understanding member of that family, right? He's like, hey, you went
I
out there, you did a thing. Yeah, it's over, right? Or is it?
But I like their scenes because they seem so natural and not forced at all. I love it.
I mean, I would think that I would say, in my limited experience, again, for those who don't know, I just started rewatching General Hospital after just little spits and bursts throughout the decades. Like, this is my first real, long, consistent run of watching GH daily. Has been the last couple of years doing this podcast. So I don't know a whole lot. I know that Sonny shot Dante. You shot your son. I know that stuff, but I wasn't there for that stuff.
Right.
So the bond and the daily conversations and the stuff that people get bored with and want to fast forward is what really develops these characters' interactions with each other that carries them through years and years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
And the chemistry between Maurice Bernard and Dominic Zampranga is great. It's a really great father-son chemistry.
Yes. Really good. I would say their father-son chemistry is even better than Davis girls. And theirs is pretty good.
Gosh, I mean, I would have to throw that up as a poll on Twitter to see what the fan base has to say. What chemistry do you like more, the Corinthos chemistry or the Davis chemistry?
Yeah.
I don't know. Based on the promotional photos and such that have been going up recently on Twitter and all that, it really seems like Molly's going to be playing a larger role here in the next couple of months.
I hope so.
And along with that will be TJ, so that's cool, because we got the Marshall stuff heating up, and then we've got Cassadine stuff heating up every other day. There's some sort of new layer to this Cassadine onion that's being peeled back.
Oh boy.
And Molly's a Cassadine.
Indeed she is. All them Davis girls
Gotta remember
Cassadine.
that Alexis's part of the family are Cassadines.
Yes.
Like Cassadines. Like from Mikos, not Helena. You know, Helena was the Monica of the Cassadine family.
Exactly.
Married into it and became one of them, but isn't blood one of them. Alexis, though, and her daughters are the child and grandchildren of Mikos Cassadine. That is a big deal. And if it wasn't for the power of Alexis's mother's DNA, they would be horrible people.
Chances are.
Alexis constantly has to fight her worst instincts.
They would be better people capable of making huge mistakes.
I mean, Molly is primed to make a huge mistake, right? I mean, she slept with Brando and then was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then everyone's like, "All right." That was like the latest huge mistake that she made.
Let her off that easy, did they?
I mean, TJ was a little mad, and then he got kidnapped. But if he wasn't kidnapped after finding out, he might have gotten over it in 2 minutes.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, maybe Brando and TJ are the future. Maybe that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Alexis and Harmony, Brando and TJ.
Well, I could see that Alexis Harmony thing happen, and I really could.
This is awesome. All right, we got another catch up to do. This is wonderful. All right, AJ was always the perfect underdog. He was another person. Daisy says he was just a common alcoholic. Daisy doesn't like Drew Sam. People want to see Lorenzo Alcazar come back. That might be interesting. Little Ted Knight or whatever his name was.
Yeah, do you guys know? Because we don't watch the other soaps. Is he on another show right now?
He was on another show. I don't know if he still is.
I don't know if he is or not.
I don't know.
But I like that idea.
Dante can be understanding because Sonny did not cheat on his mother. Like Michael, you know. I mean, Sonny did a long time ago, but he didn't leave Olivia for Nina. So Dante has room to be more understanding than Michael does.
Yeah, I guess.
You just hate this thing. You just hate Nina. Now, okay, all right. I
told you the reason why.
I know, and I'm gonna have to give Friday Phyllis Cat's agreement of the week because she said what you say.
Yep.
Listen, I hope we're still friends after what I have to say. And Nina's all like, all right, lay it on me. But I don't think she was expecting Phyllis to say exactly what Phyllis said, which was, You were wrong. You knew who he was. You didn't say nothing, and you should have. You did bad, lady.
Yeah, she kindly put her in her place big time. Because Phyllis is not cruel and mean.
No.
She put her in her place, and you know what, you guys? It's the same thing, and people say, why is Nina held to a different degree than Carly? Carly's bad. Yes, Carly is bad, you guys. You're absolutely right. She has done dastardly things and is capable of a lot of things, and almost as much as Nina. However, the reason why Nina needs an ass whooping is she hurt all them babies. She hurt all of Sonny and Carly's kids. She hurt all of Sonny's kids, whether Carly's their mama or not. She hurt all of Sonny's kids. She hurt Sonny's grandkids. So that's why, and you saw on Friday, Carly went to Crimson and shut the door behind her.
She sure did.
Oh, I'm finally going to get her. Snatched by her hair.
Yes, you are probably finally going to see a handful of Nina's hair in Carly's palm of her hand.
I'm waiting for it. But that's the reason why, you guys. That's the reason why. That's it in the nutshell. It just ignites my mama bear off the charts. You hurt my kid, you're gonna get it.
Live question from the chat. Wally Kirth does 2 shows. Why no others? So Wally Kirth not only plays Ned Quartermaine on General Hospital, but he's also on Bold and the Beautiful, I think, as someone. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what his character is.
I don't know who he plays on the other show.
I don't even know what show he's on.
It's Bold or Days or something like that, but it's another like long-term classic family character.
Well, there's only 3 choices he could be on.
Yeah, right. Well, Wally Kirth has gone. Well, the Young and the Restless, Bold and Beautiful, Days of Our Lives in General Hospital. It's just 4 of them in total, right? So he's on half, which is cool for him. But Wally Kirth has done interviews in the past where he's talked about this particular thing, where he is the only soap person in recent history to successfully play 2 long-term characters on 2 separate soaps on 2 different networks. And his response is twofold. Number 1, get cast as characters who are part of classic families that are always going to be involved in storylines. And 2, don't ever sign a contract, because if you don't sign a contract, you're free to do whatever you want. So he's not a contract player on GH. He's not a contract player on the other shows. So he's able to go to and fro as he pleases. And since they're on different networks and they're not really competing against each other, nobody seems to have a problem with it. Justin Caracas on Days of Our Lives.
I think it's wonderful that he's able to do that. I don't know, maybe I don't know, maybe not everybody else has the same kind of open. Wally Kirk doesn't have any small children or stuff. You know what I mean?
No. He's got time. He's got time to go pursue his passions and just have a good time.
Yeah,
go out there.
He's got time for that kind of stuff.
But he's on so much too, so he must be super busy. I don't know how often he's on Days of Our Lives, but he's on GH quite a bit.
He is, but that wasn't always the case.
Yeah.
We had long times without Wally on, so I'm sure it was easier. And they probably just work with him. They have to. Can't be on both sets at the same time.
But that's what's great about General Hospital is that they're very willing to work with their actors on the other projects. Valentine just got cast on a Disney Channel show, a Disney Plus family series. No Star Wars Mandalorians or anything like that. Something for the kids. Something for your 9-year-old.
Yeah, I saw a promotional shot with him on a couch with the cast.
Yeah.
The family sitting on a couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be wonderful. I think he's going to be funny and goofy. I can't wait for him.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. So I was playing around on YouTube before the podcast today, just looking around. I think somebody had shared something about Laura's reaction to when Nicholas died, when Valentine shot Nicholas years ago. When he fell out of the balcony and the parapet and all that kind of stuff. And Laura's and because Laura had a big reaction this week to Luke dying.
Yeah.
Dying. the Holly way. Oh yeah, he's dead. Sure, he's dead. Dead. Anyway, so they did this.
No way he's dead. But anyway,
yeah, I know. They did this clip of years ago of her reacting to Nicholas's death, and Valentine was still in there with the gun and still threatening people, and it's like he had hostages and stuff, and she was just pissed at this man. Mm-hmm. But my biggest takeaway from this was Valentine's mustache. I guess you don't remember.
Did he have a little sinister one?
He had this D'Artagnan thing going on.
Okay.
And it was really bad, but it was very villainous. Like, I just came from Europe and I'm going to kill everybody type of villainy. And I kind of wish that I had gotten a chance to see a little bit of that Valentine, because I've only ever seen a redeemed father, Papa Valentine.
Oh, yeah.
My first introduction to Valentine was him admitting to Lulu that he swapped the sperm or whatever.
Okay, so he's just made a flip-flop in his personality, and they have evolved it slowly.
Yeah.
He used to be a sinister Cassadine with underlying good moments.
Okay. Because he was the reject, right?
Right. Now he's the good guy with undertones of Cassadineness.
Yeah. Especially now with Victor saying, "What are we going to do about this situation, my boy?"
Oh my gosh.
I really think that in this elevator, we need to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Everybody needs to watch that old fool. Oh my gosh, he's terrible.
Since Luke is dead, we can stop the hit on Laura. Is he trying to fish out Luke? What is Victor up to?
I guess we're going to have to keep watching.
But isn't that exciting, though? Isn't it exciting to not know what the heck is going on?
Oh, my gosh. This week was, well, Did any of us see? Did any of us even anticipate Luke's name even being mentioned at all?
No, well,
No.
okay. So, I mean, if I were to pull myself out of the emotionality of the show and, my suspension of disbelief that I have when I'm watching this 37 to 42 minutes of nonsense every day, you pull yourself out of it and you start to take a look at the artistry, how to put together a television show, all of that stuff that we love to do here on the 10th floor.
Well,
Because I like it.
you've always loved it. You guys, when we took Matthew to the first time we took him to a Universal, he a little dude, and he was just like, ooh, maybe that was the when the light ignited in you, Matt, for all this stuff.
I really can't recall a specific time.
Do you remember though? Going there the first time and how it's just like, oh my gosh.
I mean, was this matching outfits Disneyland trip when I was 4? Because then, no, I don't remember.
No, we didn't go to Universal that time. Okay. The first time you went to Universal, you were 8.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember specifically. I mean, I have little memories of me as a little kid with like the jaws jumping out of the water and on the tram ride and that kind of stuff.
Well, maybe you were actually, this trip I'm thinking about.
But my most solid memories was when I was a teenager, when we went with the double Mel's and all of that.
Oh, well, you weren't even a teenager anymore. You were 20.
I was an adult. I don't remember. It's fine.
But do you remember the time where we went to all the shows and they would ask for volunteers and you'd be and they picked you almost every time.
Yes, I was in the. Yes. I drove the DeLorean.
Yes, and then they picked you for the thing with the Jaffrey.
Okay, see, I'm just blending trips together in my memories as well. That's all.
The Hitchcock thing, they picked you for that.
Yeah, they picked you for you were hanging off of the statue. We are not talking about General Hospital.
I know. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Oh my God, Valentine looked like one of Cruella de Vil's henchmen when he had the mustache, and that's totally true. He totally looked like one of Cruella de Vil's henchmen. Oh my gosh, Victor needs Drew. Victor does need Drew. What does Victor need Drew for? You know who I want. It's not a matter of what, it's who.
Well, maybe because he wants to use them for villainous things, because they could still use the tarot cards on him.
Maybe.
Right? He's not deprogrammed.
Yeah, he's not deprogrammed. No, Lisa Obrecht said, I could do that. That's easy. But he hasn't. So, I don't know.
He should go see Dr. Collins and watch the twirly thing. And
I know. I mean, he fixed Dante off screen in 2 episodes. I mean, he can fix... he can fix Drew just as quick.
I don't dig all that off-screen stuff, man. I wish I don't mind them doing a little bit, because I understand, but they do it too much.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna have Peter stuff. We have Peter stuff happening again. Okay, Peter was in a coma, and everyone celebrated, and now he's out of the coma, and everybody's like, "Oh man,
no man, he didn't die." I tell you, y'all should have went in there. Should have went in there and kinked that hose. Is what you should have did.
No, don't do this, Elizabeth. Don't do it.
Yeah, and Maxie's right. Maxie's right. You better watch that fool.
So yes, anyone with a tarot deck in the control can control Drew. Daisy Flower says, so anyone with a tarot deck can control Drew. Yes, but you also need the passphrase. You need you're activated. Stand down, soldier. You need the tower card, and you need the other card, whatever the other card was. I don't remember what the turn-off card was.
You need the 2 cards, and you need the 2 phrases.
Right. Just like Dante with his clicky pin. You didn't need a phrase, but you needed the particular sequence of pin clicks. Click, 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 click. So, okay, a lot of mind control, brainwashing, hypnotism. Do you think what happened to Dante and what's happening to Drew and all of that is ultimately going to be connected under the great banner of Victor Cassadine?
Well, he seems to have lots of evil irons in the fire.
He sure does. Lots of evil irons, not regular irons, not irons to press your clothes. No, folks, irons of evil.
He got branding irons in there, dude.
Just wicked irons.
He's got branding irons in there.
Oh my gosh. Oh jeez. Do you think that Peter is on the road to redemption?
No.
No?
I don't think Peter's actually redeemable.
I don't think he's redeemable either. He's very, very, very evil.
He's very evil.
And if there was a time to redeem him, it was when he was being Peter and not Heinrich.
What time to redeem him was when he and his Aunt Anna were standing in front of that fireplace with those papers.
Maybe that's why they played that replay.
That was his redeemable moment.
Yeah, Chad agrees. Dead man walking.
Yeah, because remember, she actually gave him a chance.
She did.
She gave him a chance.
Just turn yourself in.
Yeah. And that was a test, too.
How about we just throw these into the fire instead?
The only way he's redeemable is if that, go down General Hospital. They've done it over and over again. Just
Laura's really his mom.
He got a twin.
He's got a twin?
Yeah.
My brother.
He got a twin.
My brother is actually... I don't know who could they pull off as Peter's twin. Nothing. Nobody.
But I don't think that the fans wouldn't want that because they don't want Wes Ramsey anymore.
Love Lisa suggests that if he gets Jason Quartermaine type amnesia, then he can be redeemed. He just forgets everything.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, they cut a thing out of Franco's head.
Yeah, but I don't want to be mean, but I don't think Wes has the chops for it.
No. Because, when he was totally in love with Bexy, it just didn't quite work out. And while he's evil, people don't seem to like it as much as he either. I don't know. Maybe it's just not the decade for this sort of performance. Perhaps in the 80s, it would have been more acceptable. Maybe.
Maybe, huh?
Maybe. Oh gosh! All right, we got to spend a significant amount of time talking about Luke Spencer. We have to spend.
We do.
We have to spend 20 minutes talking about Luke Spencer.
We have to talk about Luke. We have to, and Tracy.
And Tracy. All right. Well, here I don't know what it is about these veteran soap actors that come in and just completely knock everybody off of their pedestals and platforms and replant their flag as the queen of soaps, like Tracy Quartermaine does. Jane Elliott comes in and just you take your favorite actor from the show and compare them to Jane Elliott, and you're like, Josh Swickard, who?
Yeah. The only person you don't do that with is Jeannie Francis.
Right. But anytime you get Tracy and Jeannie in the same room together.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez. Victor thinks people think that Victor faked Britt's Huntingtons, faked Luke's death, and he has Hayden and Holly all in custody.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
It just collecting people. I think that
I said, multiple irons, right?
Right. Well, with Victor Cassadine coming back, the threats to Laura, the fact that Luke is quote unquote died and he's just locked in a room with Holly, all of these things coming about, plus the casting of John St. John, Christopher St. John. What's his name?
Trevor St. John.
It's not Trevor St. John, right?
Yeah.
There was another St. John that died, right?
Yeah, that was the actor from that was Neil. Yeah. On Young and the Restless, and that actor indeed did pass.
So Trevor St. John,
yes,
who played Ryan's brother on All My Children.
Victor Lord on One Life to Live.
Victor Lord on One Life to Live, and didn't he also play Ryan's brother on All My Children? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Scarface's brother.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't remember names this morning. It's terrible. I'm sorry. Anyway, he's coming to the show. Trevor St. John. And there is a key member of the Spencer family that can fit very, very, very easily into what's going on right now. Lucky.
Oh, you know what? He's a good fit to play Lucky, actually.
I think he's a good fit to play Lucky, too. Just with what's heating up. Okay, who are the Cassadine's greatest, staunchest rivals? The Spencers. Clearly, Victor has something going on with the grandparent Spencer line with Luke and Laura, has something doing to them. And I think it's a perfect opportunity for Lucky to come back. Plus, things are heating up with Liz and Finn, and that's going to create some confusion. Plus, Franco's dead and Jason's dead, but Drew's alive and so is Lucky. So then that's all kinds of fun, like children drama. Your dads are dead and mine's alive, blah, 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 blah. You know, like...
I love it.
Yeah, you know, you got dead Xander, you got dead, just dead dads all over the place. Like Elizabeth, if you have a baby with Elizabeth, you have signed your death warrant.
No kidding, huh? It was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, like Michael has the death
D.
And then Elizabeth has a death something too.
The death uterus. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Gosh. So yeah.
Anyway, Luke.
So, yeah. Okay. So Luke.
Now you know Anthony Geary ain't coming back on this show.
I mean, not unless it's like some sort of like pre-recorded Skype thing that he can do from his living room, right?
But, I mean, he's in Amsterdam. He can't even come here currently.
That's true.
The world.
Maybe they found a way to get a camera out there.
Disney have to spend some money, but maybe.
I'm sure they got a studio out there. I don't know.
Well, they did it one time before.
Yeah.
They did it one time before where he was on for a 5-second scene.
Was it when Tracy had left, right?
Yeah, when Tracy had left.
Yeah, and she went to Amsterdam, and there he was with his weird, like, elf haircut.
Yeah, with his weird...
Trevor St. John is a great actor. He's going to crush it, I hope. He's Austin's brother. He was a Todd Manning recast initially. I mean, I understand where you're coming from there with Love Lisa, but I think that's kind of treading on old territory already. To make them brothers again is just kind of being like, well, just pretend they're Todd and someone else. You know? It's like if they were...
the idea.
You do like the idea?
No, I like the idea of him being lucky.
I like the idea of him being lucky too. I think the canvas is good for a lucky return. Plus you got Nicholas, you know, maybe they could wake up Lulu. Let's just do it, you know? Let's just do it.
And I agree with you. I don't think Luke is dead. And it would, okay, General Hospital would do nothing but piss me off if they killed off Luke.
Off screen.
What for? What for?
I don't know. So here. Okay. So Love Lisa's chiming in again. I love the chat this week, guys. I love it. If you're listening on audio on the podcast, if you're rewatching the video, join us at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning, specific time to join in with this chit chat because it's just such fun pod inspiration. Trevor's more likely Liz's father. My issue with Trevor St. John playing Liz's dad is that he's too young for that. I guess he's too old for Lucky, according to the chat. And he's going to be too young for Jeff Weber.
Oh, he will be too young for Jeff Weber. Jeff Weber, no. Jeff Weber needs to look more like
Richard Dean Anderson today.
Well, yeah, or pick an actor that looks more like Uncle Victor.
Like Uncle Victor or Gregory Chase,
Yeah, that's who you need. You need an actor like that. I'm not talking about somebody that can barely walk or something, but he needs to be a seasoned dude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because if he looks like too young, Finn don't look all super young. It won't look like her dad. It'll look like her next
Oh man, the next relationship for Elizabeth to ruin. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh. Okay. Chat's not letting us talk about Luke. Guys, chat, talk about Luke, okay? So there's a couple of things. There's two conflicting theories. Now, my personal one is Luke's not dead. It's going into the storyline. We're gonna have a clip of Anthony Geary at some point. Something. The other end of it is the network wants to distance themselves from characters who are known people who take advantage of other people when they're vulnerable.
Yes.
Using words and terminology that YouTube will kick us off for. So you're going to have to put that together yourself. But Luke did something to Laura that was not okay.
Right.
Franco did stuff to people. Michael in jail, Sam, but I was lying. That is not okay. And there is a theory out there that Disney put down the mandate that you must distance your shows from characters who have performed this action. The only thing is, Luke hasn't been on the show in 15 years or something, you know?
He hasn't been on the show in a long
He
time. I
hasn't
don't
been on.
remember when he left, but it was the early 2000s.
Yeah, so I feel like that particular end of it is not true just because it's been so long since Luke's even been on. The show's already been distanced from that character. He wasn't even referred to except for last year when I guess they almost had him coming back because Robert was like, oh, I need Luke. Tracy, give me Luke's phone number. I need to call him so we can go get Holly. I'm Australian.
I noticed this week when in one little scene when they were talking about losing when they were saying Holly, Luke, the Felicia and Robert were talking and saying that they lost Holly, they've now lost Luke, and they were so sad. They didn't mention Sean, and they did a whole episode for him. He was part of that group too.
They, gosh, no. The only mention of Sean Donnelly that they did was when Felicia and Anna were sharing scenes together, and Max was like, "This is the first time you guys seen each other since Sean's funeral." Ooh. Yeah, that was the only mention. But when they were talking about
loss of their little group, their group back in the day, they mentioned the two, but not Sean. I don't know. I'm sure I wasn't the only fan that didn't notice. Anyway, yeah.
Luke was my best friend. I'm so sad now.
Wouldn't it be nice if Jane Elliott stuck around for a little while too?
I mean, she doesn't have a home to go to, right? I mean, she's got a whole prison thing. Maybe she's going to be sent to Shady Brook or whatever with Spencer.
Oh, and she was like, and when she said, "I just need my family." Oh man, aww. To see Tracy just a tiny bit vulnerable was very different.
Well, she's not a very vulnerable woman, is she?
No, she isn't.
You want your pills, Daddy? You need your dynamite pills?
Gosh, well, I'll never forget that.
Love Lisa. Luke's not. Oh, yeah.
The two things that Jane Elliott for me that is Daddy, I need your medication, and then the second memory for me that is huge for me, but is not on GH, is the Elvis Presley movie she made, the very last Presley movie. Change of Habit. Mm-hmm. She was one of the nuns, and she's a very, very young, stunning Jane Elliott. And that's the two. That's the two things that come to mind.
Well, and now she just comes up and stirs the pot, and it just has soap psychic knowledge, which I love when characters have soap psychic knowledge.
Her in Brooklyn, the scenes with Brooklyn. Oh my God, so funny!
It's so good, so good. So when are you going to stop pretending this baby is yours? You called me trying to find a baby. Because every once in a while, some of these people that have been on the show for 50 years, like Tracy, Monica, Laura, will hear parts of a storyline that somebody else is going through and immediately know what's going on. Because they have lived in soapland for so long that they're not trying to process things through the real world lens anymore. These characters are processing things through the wild and wacky General Hospital Port Charles existence that they've had.
And they have just witnessed and been part of too many shenanigans.
Too many things. Even Olivia, when with this whole Brooklyn thing, was unwillingly helping by being like, hey, I hid a pregnancy, I hid a baby, I lied about who the father was, all kinds of, without realizing that she was emboldening Brooklyn with this Bailey is Louise, Louise is Bailey. By the way, Twitter, you people are hilarious. I hope you're actually in this chat or watching right now, because the person that referred to Bailey as Wheezy Faison deserves an award.
I didn't see that. Wheezy Faison.
Somebody on Twitter took that scene of a chase with Bailey in the pouch, talking to Finn in front of the elevator, and they zoomed in on Bailey, who was super engaged with Finn during that thing, holding his finger and stuff. And there was a point where she kind of looks up at him with like this angry look and a fist up, right? just being a baby, she doesn't know what she's doing, but she kind of looks up at him and squints an eye and kind of raises her fist a little bit, and they froze it at that point. And they put a caption saying, "My name is Wheezy Faison. You shoved my dad down the stairs." Oh my gosh.
I love it. I'm going to have to look for it now, because that does sound funny.
It's super funny. And I think that Wheezy Faison is a wonderful nickname. I generally hope that Frank Valentini, I know you're watching. I really hope that you take this Wheezy Phase On idea and really run with it. You know, like Sora's this kid to 15 now. Stick her in with what's going to be happening with Jake and Aiden, and let's get some Wheezy Phase On happening.
Yeah, maybe she can team up with her, maybe she can team up with her auntie, and just bring just a little bit of britch out of auntie.
Oh gosh. They completely forgot that Stuart Damon died. Disrespectful, says Love Lisa. Little spicy there. A little spicy. But I don't know, because they threw up a thing for Stuart Damon when he passed away. A remembrance, thank you so much. But Alan Quartermaine has been dead and memorialized and remembered and haunted people as a ghost and such. So what are you gonna do? Because you already farewelled the character. It's not like when Sean Donnelly died. He didn't die in the show, so they had to do his farewell then. Same thing with Scotty's mom, Jax's parents, all of these people dying off camera. You didn't have a chance to say goodbye to the character, but we already had a chance to say goodbye to Alan Quartermaine. So do you need to revisit that because Stuart Damon passed away? I don't know.
I think they should have as well.
Okay.
I mean, they can write something.
Yeah.
They can write something.
We found a box of Alan's treasures.
Exactly.
We were going through Edward's office trying to find correspondence between him and Jimmy Lee Holt, and we came across a box of memories. Let's think about and talk about Alan for a minute. Yeah, I can see how that could still work. Yeah. All right. You guys win. I lose. You win.
And I remember hearing something about them doing one.
I think they mentioned something about we're going to give him a proper thing, and then it never came about. But perhaps COVID, perhaps any number of different things. I don't know.
Yeah, and now so much time has passed since he passed. It would seem weird to do it now.
Yeah, it's been a while. They could put something on YouTube, I suppose. I think that there was a Days of Our Lives, I think it was, did a special, maybe it was one of the shows.
Yes.
Did a special on Paramount Plus where it was just like a section of the show, just a family or something, and some sort of shenanigans they got through on Christmas time. Good God, is that a brilliant move?
Yeah, it's a brilliant move, and Disney can do that in a hot minute.
Disney could do that in a second. They got Hulu all set up already. All you got to do, and I tweeted, I don't know if you saw it, but I tweeted Frank Valentini, okay? I said, hey, here's your idea, buddy. Take some of these characters that people are talking about on Twitter, the ones that they want to see more of, that you don't have time for in the main program, and let's do 10 minutes.
Yes. I don't know how long. I wonder how long the little mini episode on Paramount Plus was. I wonder how long it was. Probably not 37 minutes.
Probably not a full thing. You can get away with really online, internet, little webisodes, episodes, all that kind of stuff. You can get away with 10-minute chunks. People aren't interested in being invested in an hour-long narrative.
Yeah, and
you can make it fun and
funny. It's brilliant to do that. It's brilliant to do that because that's where television is heading, you guys.
And it's super fun and funny to be able to do just 10 focused minutes. Like, imagine Alexis's first day in college and some 20-year-old punk comes to, just start flirting with her crazy. And just a 10-minute scene of her dealing with that would be hilarious.
Exactly.
Peacock. It was on Peacock, not Paramount Plus. So whatever NBC show it was.
Oh, okay.
Whichever soap was on NBC, I guess.
That's Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
That's Days of Our Lives because the other two
it was an hour. My goodness.
It was an hour?
Yeah.
Oh my word. Yeah, Disney ought to be doing that. And then it gives them a chance to test the waters and see, hey, maybe we can jump off the regular network altogether and still have an audience.
Star Trek did it. They did short treks. They did 5 or 6 short treks. And it just fed into the coming seasons and made things more fun. Let's just do it. Come on, Frank, I'll write it.
You already did, or you already gave a premise.
Yeah, I gave them 5 or 6 ideas. They just need to run with it.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and I think if ABC Disney doesn't do something in that way, I think that they are totally missing a huge opportunity.
Apparently, Days of Our Lives actually did 2 of those episodes, and they were very fun.
See,
listen, there are no fresh original ideas anymore. You guys should just copy off of each other. We're not the first person to do a YouTube GH reaction show. As a matter of fact, at 4 o'clock today, you can head over to JLJ Media and get his take. Him and Frank.
I bet a lot of you already do that. I
Probably.
yeah, probably. And I've listened to them a lot too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Luke's not dead. Carly needs to divorce Sonny, and Harmony and Alexis. 2022 romance of the year.
Oh, I think there's going to be a romance there too.
Oh yeah,
I really do.
They just have this little spark between the two of them, don't they?
Mhm.
Oh, we can't be friends. But then, like, she was there to stop Alexis from drinking because Alexis is still dealing with that.
Yeah, and she almost. What the heck? You know what? That's just another example because we have seen Alexis do. Alexis is smart as a whip. She's smart, articulate woman that ain't got no damn common sense sometimes.
No.
And God don't give you both, evidently.
I guess not.
So, who goes to a bar on New Year's Eve?
Someone who wants to drink but wants her daughter to stop her from doing it.
Yes, don't
Like,
go
Harmony
there.
was totally right. You came here to make your daughter stop you from drinking? What's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe I did come here for that. Oh God.
Yeah, and I don't think Alexis necessarily. No, she does not understand or notice how she undermines herself.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
She doesn't. Yes. She didn't think about those things that Harmony said when she went there.
Not at all. No. She just.
She sabotages her own stuff sometimes.
Nathan Banks is questioning, could we see soaps streaming in the near future? Soaps currently are streaming, just not exclusively. You can catch General Hospital on Hulu. You can catch it on abc.com. I'm sure the other networks have something similar set up with their individual streaming platforms as well. I think that the future of soap operas and the genre itself and whether or not it's going to expand to what it used to be is heavily dependent on Pine Valley.
Oh, I agree, and hopefully it does happen. But I that has been done. It was done a few years ago, and it was ahead of its time.
It was a little, yeah, because they tried to put on One Life to Live and All My Children as exclusive streaming on Prospect Park, but the Netflixes and the Hulus and the Paramount Pluses and the Peacocks and all of that didn't exist yet, so you had to go to prospectparkstudios.com or whatever to watch it.
The simplicity and the ease wasn't there yet.
Wasn't there yet, yeah.
So it was they were ahead of their time, but I think absolutely, I think that that could be the future of soaps. And if it's not the future of soaps, I think soaps will die.
I certainly hope that's not the case, but I mean, it's hard because I don't know what sort of conversations are happening behind the scenes. It seems as though, at very least, ABC is still invested in keeping General Hospital on the air. It doesn't seem like their budget has been slashed any more than it had been before, and ratings are okay. In the world of the internet, it's very easy to get your opinion out there, so it's also very easy to just find yourself in a wormhole of just hatred when that's not the only reaction that this show gets. The show gets a lot of love. You just have to go and find it. Just dissenting voices are a lot easier to find on the internet.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're not very controversial. We love the show. We talk good stuff about it all the time.
Oh, I love this silly show. I've loved this silly show
we
since
don't
I
make
was
fun of it. We
old.
make it fun.
Yes.
Yeah, we make it fun, and really our theory, our philosophy from the very beginning, because we had conversations about this before we even put our first episode out. What voice do we want to carry on this thing? And it is to celebrate the things that we like and pretty much ignore what we don't.
Yeah, but we get snarky every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while. NBC is invested in Days of Our Lives. That's absolutely true. Of the four soaps, Days of Our Lives is the one that has the biggest backup from the executives out there.
Yeah.
I mean, they did this demon possession storyline that everybody loved.
And it's a revisit to that. There was that, but that was done with the same,
How can you
Arlena.
have a demonic possession on a soap opera and have it universally loved?
I know.
It must have been very good.
It must have been very good. I didn't see any of it.
I don't know. When it comes to soap operas, unfortunately, at least for me, I don't have time to watch all the soaps. You know, it just doesn't. I don't have the time. I'm not going to dedicate my time to it. Not until I start making $100,000 a year off the podcast, which isn't happening right now. So I'm not going to dedicate the time to it.
No, I don't have the time for it either. I have to, I got my real life too.
And plus, soaps have been on since 1952, so it's difficult for someone to even really like come in and understand everything that's going on. I can with General Hospital, I had at least bits and spurts. I knew who the people were when I was getting into it. I knew who was related to each other when I was getting into it. I kind of knew what happened before when I was getting into it. If I were to start watching Days of Our Lives, I'd be like, oh, look, that's Zach from All My Children.
Exactly.
Like I have no baseline to understand who these people are to each other at the moment. Now, could I catch up pretty quickly? Yes. Soaps remind each other all the time of what's going on and who everybody is to each other for people like me. But then I come into the time thing where I just don't have it.
Yeah. I have more time than you, and I don't feel like I have time either.
We got some vampire love in the chat. So I guess when General Hospital went supernatural and did vampires, people liked it.
Oh yeah, Finn was a vampire back in the day, right? Finn was a vampire.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not Finn.
Guys, what was his character's name when he was a vampire?
Caleb, right? It was Caleb.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, we should do that. Let's do that. We should do that. Yes, do that. That is what we should do. We should just bring back the vampires.
Let's make the Cassadines actually vampires.
Sure. Money vampires. I'm going to drink your bank account dry.
And then I'm going to drink your blood.
I'm going to drink your blood. Oh, gosh. Victor Cassadine the vampire. I don't know. We could do aliens. Well, oh, gosh. You know, what I would try to do was, what I do every couple of months is I rewatch this ridiculous scene between Mikos Cassadine and Luke Spencer, where Mikos is trying to freeze the world. I don't know what it is. I wasn't alive. I probably was alive. I don't know. 1982, I wasn't alive then, but my brother was. That's not the point. The point is...
I was cooking your brother in my belly.
The point is, this is such ridiculous nonsense that I loved it. And just the melodrama and just the cheesy, like, early 80s sci-fi low-budgetness of it all was a lot of fun. So, I mean, soaps are campy, soaps are melodramatic, and soaps can get away with something weird like that. General Hospital tries to, it seems at least, try to steer toward at least a pseudoscience behind something. Toxic balls or, you know,
worms in your brain,
you know, some sort of fake medical something that is causing this problem, because it is a show called General Hospital, and chances are you're going to have at least one sick character on the show most of the time. Right now it's Peter.
Yeah, whoever said in the chat that they think that Uncle Victor has doctored things for Britt to think she has. I think you're very correct on that. I think that's going to turn out to be true.
Victor is seemingly involved in a lot.
Oh, he seems to be the nasty underbelly of a lot of things, and that's going to come to be in the light. He's got. I love this stupid Uncle Victor.
Charles Shaughnessy is just bringing it, though, isn't he, though? I mean, he comes in, and he is not only hilarious, but he's also menacing all at the same time. And it takes someone very special to make you go, oh, Victor. Oh, Victor. Oh, God. Yeah, it's something very special. Very, very special. So,
maybe Uncle Victor and Cyrus will be in cahoots together too.
So here's my theory on what's going to be happening with Cyrus. All right, I've been thinking about it. Okay, so Sasha, it's connected to Sasha. Sasha was in the bathroom psyching herself up, and I feel as though these were the same exact lines she said to herself before taking a bump of coke for the. Oh, can I say that?
I thought of that too.
Gosh, I don't know.
I thought of that too.
Come on, Gilmore, your partners are relying on you. Buck up. And then she did the drugs for the first time, and went and had a wonderful photo set, and was the whole thing. It was so reminiscent of that it made me fearful that Sasha might slip into her most negative habits. And here's
I was afraid that she was going to be digging into her purse for lipstick or something, and she was going to find some little tiny bump.
Well, the way that she hesitated with the lipstick thing, too, I thought that there was like a little baggie or something in the lipstick holder. But that wasn't the case. But clearly that's where they're pushing our brains. So we might be experiencing something similar with Sasha again. And here's my theory as to how Cyrus comes into play. I have found the Lord, Sasha. You're like this because of my old influence from who I used to be. And it is my duty to help you.
He could turn into a Shiloh kind of dude.
He's going to turn into a Shiloh kind of dude. He's going to come in and he's going to be like, oh, I'm going to help you, Sasha. And then he's going to show everybody how good he is and how he's helped Sasha and how he's put all that behind him and how he's not pumping drugs into the public anymore. He's taking drugs out of their veins. And he's going to think that it's legit and it's real up to the point until it turns into something advantageous for him. And he's going to be faced with the crisis. Do I take advantage of this? Huh?
Oh, so you're gonna have you're gonna have two little guys on his shoulders.
Yeah, Laura here and I'm already there or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's where I think it could go.
Jeff Kober isn't going anywhere. We know that.
No. They took pictures of him, right? They finally took some dang pictures of Jeff Kober.
But they didn't take nothing or none of Michael E. Knight.
I don't know what his deal is. Maybe he's just so recurring. Yeah. I don't know.
Michael E. Knight.
Just get your dang picture taken. We want to see you on the opening flip, okay?
Yeah, we want to see you on the opening flip.
We just want to see
Actually, what I want to see is I want the flip to disappear.
And a new opening.
I want a new opening.
You know what I want? I want a new opening too. Because General Hospital went with the quick and dirty, right? The boom, 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 let's move on. Mm-hmm. But the other shows still have like a full thing, right? Young and the Restless still's got their full theme song.
Yeah, they do.
You know? I don't know what's going on with Days of Our Lives and Bold and the Beautiful because they're off networks that I just never ever look at. But let's get back to that, man. Let's get a full sax going, you know, a little electric guitar. Let's feel like it's 1996 again. Come on. All right. Yeah. I just like 90s soaps. Leave me alone.
Yeah. I want a different. I would like to see them redo the opening. It's fine, but I would, since they did take all these shots of him, I'm hoping that's in the works too. Is a new opening.
New opening. Hey, maybe you can understand this reference because I don't. Daisy Flower says Cyrus can't pull a Mitch Lawrence. Do you know Mitch Lawrence?
Yes, you're right. That is Mitch. He was a bad dude, and he tried to, pull a facade.
Oh,
yeah. That was good. Mitch Lawrence was even worse than Cyrus. Well, I can't come up with examples, really. But I do remember. Yes, I do.
Somebody's heard a theory that Sasha is going to disassociate and maybe become get multiple personalities, a little dissociative identity disorder happening, and Cyrus could restart the cult. Maybe. We do our best to avoid spoilers and theories and things like that as much as possible, because there definitely are accounts and people out there that are plugged in to what is going to happen with what has already been filmed, and a lot of things that we have come across because of our duty as the press. Our headlines have become very specific sometimes and not hidden. So we do our best to avoid accounts and mute accounts and just kind of block things in general that are truly spoilerific.
Yeah, if I know exactly what's going to go down, I just don't enjoy the show.
There's no point in watching it for us if we know exactly what's going to happen. It's more fun to theorize and be right than to know exactly what's going to happen.
I would not have wanted to know that Jane Elliott was at the door last week.
No, and they did a really good job with that because they hid Jane Elliott's return underneath Felicia's return. They were very obvious about Felicia's return, and Tracy and Felicia came back in the same exact episode. And I saw on Twitter Frank Valentini saying, "Hey guys, check out this episode this week. We got a stunning return for you." And all of the responses to that was, "Come on, Frank, we already know that Felicia's coming back. This isn't a surprise return." And guess what? He wanted to talk about Felicia.
He sure wasn't. I loved it. I was surprised.
The chat says that I really need to catch up on Mitch Lawrence and watch some YouTube videos. I do. You already know him.
Well, I probably should do just to get but I do remember him. But I have watched so much soap over the last 40 years. I can't remember everything.
You were a major ABC soap watcher too. You got a lot of All My Children, General Hospital, and you got a good portion of One Life to Live.
Well, I I was raised on ABC,
Yeah.
actually. The nighttime viewing when I was a
Mitch
kid,
tried
we
to
didn't watch.
impregnate his own daughter. Oh my God. Sorry.
I don't remember
That's
that.
not even this show.
But
But
I
they
remember
were
it was
recently in
fast.
Landview, which is One Life to Live. So I guess it's all connected in the great circle of ABC soaps.
Well, yeah, they were just in the Tano, right?
Yeah, they were.
Lantano County.
Yeah, they were. They were just in
Lantano
there.
County.
Lantano Count. Aww.
I would have loved it if the remnants of the Tano all smoldering, and then all of a sudden there was a sinkhole and it fell
It
into
just fell
Invernia.
into an eternity. Oh, goodness gracious. That would have been funny. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Things have gotten wacky, wild, and weird on the 10th floor now. Oh gosh. So in closing, I'm happy that Ned and Olivia are getting back together. Leo's been adopted. Little Easton Rocket Sueda is just the most adorable little kid, and he's very quickly becoming a champion of autism. I'd check him out on Twitter. He actually puts up these very charming videos that it just clues everybody in on what's going on and how he feels about things, and it is super, super, super fun. Mitch would have destroyed Cyrus. I need to see some of this Mitch because I really like Cyrus.
I do think you ought to watch it a little bit.
I'm
Man.
going
He
to.
was. Oh
I'm going
my
to.
God.
I'm
He
1,000%
was
going to,
earful.
and nobody can stop me.
Nobody
Not
can stop
you.
him.
Nobody can. So will I consider my villainous ways while I learn from some of the best that have ever come across Landview, Pine Valley, and Port Charles. I'm going to go back into my car. I'm going to go down the elevator. I'm going to get into the parking garage, and I'm going to leave. And you can't come with me. Because I'm doing
And who are you
devastating
going
and
to look for?
dastardly thing. I'm
Who are
sorry.
you going to look for? Who are you going to look for when you're out there?
I don't know.
Maybe Wheezy.
Maybe some Wheezy Faison. All right, folks, we're going to get the hell out of here. Thank you very much for joining us on this last hour here on the 10th Floor Podcast. I'm going to get back into my car. I'm going to turn the radio to us because we've got a large library of content. I mean, not much of it here on YouTube yet, but go ahead and check us out on your local podcasters. We got 2 years of podcasts there if you want to go ahead and check it out on iTunes and Google Play and all that kind of stuff. Spotify and Amazon and Alexa and all that nonsense. Go ahead and find us on all of those features. Subscribe to us right now. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we go live. And we'll catch you right here next time on the 10th floor. I've been Matt.
And I've been Kat.
And we'll catch you next time, like I just said, right here on the 10th floor.
Enjoy, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
They should have made the Tanos the old roadies. I don't know what that means. Goodbye.